yes, multiple wives is still multiple obligations, right? But there is a shared responsibility past just two people to alleviate all of the work that needs to be done, right? You have kids, you haven't had a date night in forever, you know, one wife takes the kids on Friday, the other wife takes the kids on Saturday, everybody gets a date night over the weekend, right? You know, you have work schedules, kind of balancing, you know, after school activities when it comes to kids. There's always a rotation of three people to make sure that that child is cared for, right? Like there is the shared responsibility in those dynamics when it comes to people, depending on how you set it up, actually alleviates the level of stress and strain that's put on two people in a forced monogamous relationship, right? Not to say everybody has that setup, right? Because if you are wealthy and you can you know, buy
Hire
back some of your
people.
time by hiring people to get that stuff done, that's a very different situation, right? But most people are not in that situation. So most people who are in polygamous relationship have a divvied agreement of responsibilities that goes from half to one third, and it does make a difference on your day to day. Hey, you have two people to be like, listen, I need an hour to myself. Please make sure that happens, right? Instead of just one person who's already stressed out. So I think that in theory, right? Because again, it takes somebody who's able to make sure that that's a well oiled machine to make that happen. And that's typically the man who's in charge of that. In theory, if you have somebody who has that skill set to make sure that that machine is running properly, and I think if more men did it, I think a lot of women would start to really rethink the whole thing. I think a lot of women would be like, okay, what kind of man do I need to be with in terms of like what I'm looking for that I can fit into not just a system between two people, but a system within a community, right? Because now you have three sets of in laws to go handle that too, right? You have three sets of cousins, three sets of siblings, three sets of like your not necessarily nuclear family, but that extended family has now become a massive community by introducing just even at least one other person into the mix.
My
So
point was
can I
that
address
I
her for a
think the
second?
polygamy would solve one issue of women getting married, but I don't think it'll solve the issue of cheating, even within that. That was all I was saying, because I think if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat. It doesn't matter what situation you're in, whether it's a polygamous situation or not, because it's all about having a lot to do with being able to have self-control. It has nothing to necessarily do with I have, two wives, but they're still your wives. I think the polygamy solves one issue, but not necessarily the other. But
Yeah,
maybe if you're in a polygamous relationship, it doesn't matter if they
but
step out. I
but
don't know.
mistaken. We also have to address. See, this has been really good, but I don't think we haven't gotten an opportunity to address the elephant in the room, and that is the cultural mindset of what we have today. The
We haven't.
culture in this country of how we view sex and how we sell sex and how sex is, implemented in different souls and fabrics within our society, from billboards to magazines to TV to commercials, very sensualized, it's very suggested. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point that now they're trying to like show a little bit more to younger children. There is no barrier, there is no threshold to protect the young people from adult like conversations or adult like conversation. That is not there. Like we have failed that. So why are we surprised where we hit young children with 1,500 images per day, every day, 365 days a year for 18 years and expect them to be saints? Society is poison.
Agreed.
We don't have anything set up in a way to mitigate that. You know what I'm saying? We over sexualize young boys, in particularly young black boys. We over sexualize them. Let's
So
wake that up and be very honest. And then expect them, okay, now I need you to sit here, sit still, be monogamous, and only to me. Like when we set the condition, it's in everything. It's in the music. It's in the fabric of how we express it ourselves. It's in the entertainment. It's in every other aspect.
Well, that's what I was saying when I appreciated Nas being the only person that
I gotta go.
Oh, it's time for you to fulfill your
Hold on. The Gender World General has arrived.
Oh, the Gender World General has arrived. Yeah.
So Shan, I think Shan be talking about me on the low with these topics. I feel like I thought this one was about me when I read the title a few moments ago. What say you, Shan?
Sweetheart, I will have you know, don't flatter yourself. I think not of you when I make topics, my dear.
Okay.
So you don't think of any of us when you make topics?
No, so I usually get topics whenever I see like I'm on Instagram and then there's a video like Mistaken may send me some stuff. I really do those bookmarks, but I'll click on it, and if I see something interesting, it's a running thing. I feel like that's what God wants me to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Mistaken. Look in the camera. Don't blink. Is she telling the truth?
You're on mute, baby.
Yeah. God did that.
No. My thing went out, so I just caught the tail end of what she said. I didn't hear your question.
She said that none of the topics are about anybody in the group at all.
How do I come up with the topics?
Okay. Yeah.
What am I doing? I'm just.
I trust you, but I had to verify. You know.
She just be sending various like reels or something like that to me, or I'll send some to her or whatever, and then she'll just say, oh, we should do this. Mm-hmm.
And my point in when I saw that Miss Pearly topic and then they went into duty, I started thinking about duty and some of the things that we talk about duty, what is considered duty, and we're in a relationship, even duty to society. Because I think of taking care of your kids is duty to society. Raising your kids is a duty to society because you want them to be citizens, great citizens in the world. So it just got into my head and I went from there. But go ahead. What you got to say, Mike, now that you know it ain't about you?
No, I don't believe you. But no, I'm saying this is a group chat conversation. When I say duty,
but I would like to hear your opinion though. Go ahead.
So what is duty versus happiness? Is my opinion on that, or what's the question at hand at the moment?
Oh, they were talking about
we were talking about infidelity when it came to with that. But the original question, what in the? My son is home from college. The original question was people choosing duty. What's the difference between duty and happiness? Are people choosing happiness over duty? I think that was the original.
Yeah.